Alright gentlemen, with this one right here, we are on the Ogryn, and we are going to be talking about our uppercut build. So we will be running our Cleaver in the Mark IV variant, and we're going to tie it to the Rumbler. The Rumbler you're going to use to soften up every, the enemies that are in the distance to really gain your ground, and then get in there and really do most of your work with the Cleaver here. So the Cleaver, it's pretty strong on its own right. So for the class build overall, we're going to tie a lot of damage resistance and damage reduction to it. So we can just stay in there, still tank, hold aggro, and honestly just have a lot of fun with the build and still do a decent amount of damage. So when it comes to the Cleaver, you're seeing the blessings that we're taking right there. We're going to take Slaughterer and Tenderizer to keep our strength up. So we're going to get 8% strength on our kills for our stacks 5 times. And then Tenderizer, we're going to work in our uppercuts or our punches to grab 25% strength on our next 3 attacks. And then with the Rumbler, you're going with Shrapnel and Adhesive Charge. Those are the 2 I like to run at least. And you're going to see, both of the perks that I'm running. But whatever perks you think are going to suit you best, take those on both of these weapons right here. So we're going to take a look at the class build. But before that, let's take a look at our Curios and how we're setting those up. We have max toughness on our blessings, which is going to give us 205 toughness in this build. We're going to have 10% in our perks for our health, and that is going to give us 330 hit points. And then we have just a ton of damage resistance in our perk setup here. So obviously when it comes to the perks, honestly, you really need to tailor them to whatever is affecting you most throughout your missions. Whatever is hurting you most, you're going to want to take whatever is going to counteract that with your perks here. If you want more health, like you really don't feel like you need certain damage resistances higher on certain things that I have them on, then you would want to switch them off. But I think overall this will help a lot of people out and really keep your health up throughout the operation. Just really keep you in there fighting and keeping your toughness up as well. Let's take a look at our talents here, and we can kind of go through just some different variations depending if maybe you want some more damage instead of the damage resistance or reduction here. So when it comes to your first tree up here at top, these really are very strong perks, guys. I would take these 4 on nearly every single build that I'm running. Honestly, I take them on every single build I run. And then we have Big Friendly Rock. I do think this is the best in this row as well. It's going to recharge every 45 seconds, and it's going to knock back. It's going to straight kill enemies, and it's just going to give you a lot of versatility and just a lot of use, honestly, throughout the entire mission. And then this is really where we're picking up a ton of damage resistance. And notice that we are taking Pumped Up. So you're going to want to try to keep your stamina above 75%. Just don't run throughout the whole mission, and you really will be fine. As long as you're mixing in your run and dives, you can really keep up with your group, stay in coherency, and still make this and keep this active throughout most of the time when you're taking damage. And then we are going to move here to our ability, and this is kind of where for a second here in this middle part, this is where you can kind of start dropping some damage resistances for extra damage when you feel like you don't need them anymore. But I think this one, obviously this is how I run it, and I feel like it pairs very nice with the knife. And then when we are going to our ability here, we got Loyal Protector, which is going to give us our, we're just taking this for our toughness and our toughness replenishment. And then we got Go Again, just so we can get this as many times as possible, grab aggro from our group, and then on top of that, just keep our toughness filling up throughout the operation. If you're looking for more damage, you will go with Indomitable. And then we're going to take our, obviously our Rending Boost, our Melee Bonebreaker Aura, and you do want to dip down over here and grab these Bleed Stacks. This just helps a lot, softens, if the enemies, it's not really softening them up, but it's letting you leave them before you could otherwise, because now they're going to sit there and die, and then you don't have to worry about them anymore, and you can move on to your next target. So then when we're moving down, we're grabbing our Melee Boost, and when it comes to our Keystone, we are going with Heavy Hitter here to grab our 3% melee damage just to make our Cleaver feel real good there. And then we have Heavy Hitter is going to give us our 1.5 toughness damage reduction for each stack. And we're going to take Just Getting Started for our 10% attack speed. And then, obviously we have this attack speed as well. All right, just taking a look at our overall stats here when it comes to, your damage, mobility, cleave, first target, and penetration. Now this isn't even really how I would want mine set up. It's just the combinations that I've gotten just really haven't been lucky. But when it comes to our damage, you would really want this at 80%. You would want your mobility at 76%, and then your cleave at like 70%, and then this would be a good weapon. So you want 80% damage if you can find it. Don't sacrifice much on mobility. You do need high mobility. you do want a high first target, and you do want pretty good penetration as well, because it's going to help you a lot against armored enemies. So, you know, these 4 are the most important ones, and cleave damage is kind of what you can kind of find the lower percentage of, so these ones are higher. So I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, my knife's really not where I would want it. I would want the 80% damage and then the 76% mobility, like I said, and then my cleave at 70%, and I would think this would be like the perfect knife. All right, so overall, when it's coming to our cleaver build, it's going to give you, you know, really good movement with the Ogryn. It's going to give you that stick and move feel, and then on top of that, you're going to still be able to tank, grab aggro, and really let your teammates do their thing. So it's a ton of fun to run this build, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one.